India-Russia chat on S-400 and fighter jet upgrades. Let's discuss what happened exactly. During the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) discussions, India and Russia reviewed delivery schedules for S-400 air defense systems, upgrades for Su-30 MKI jets, and other arms procurements. Coming to the significance of this chat, this reaffirms India's reliance on Russian technology, while balancing efforts to indigenize defense, for example, the DRDO's missile initiatives. And the main backstory is, the S-400 deal has been under US sanctions risk since 2018, including upgrades. India is reaffirming the strategic value of the partnership, which amidst the growing regional security concerns. Adani named India's fastest growing brand. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. Brand Finance ranked the Adani Group as the India's fastest growing business brand in 2025, with brand value surging from $3.55 billion United States dollars to $6.46 billion United States dollars. And coming to the significance, it reflects Adani's aggressive expansion across energy, ports, and infrastructure, boosting investor sentiment and national brand strength. And the main backstory is, despite past controversies, Adani has heavily invested in power, renewables, and logistics. This recognition underscores its rapid resilience and market influence. Grand Ratha Yatra begins in Puri. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. The Jagannatha Ratha Yatra commenced today in Puri. Thousands participated, pulling the chariots of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra, accompanied by extensive security and traffic planning. And coming to the significance, it's one of India's largest spiritual processes, drawing crowds from across the globe. The logistical effort highlights the role of faith in India's social fabric. And the main backstory is, dating back to the 12th century, this annual yatra is a profound symbol of humility, bringing the deities to the masses. It's a major cultural and festive occasion. India accelerates US trade deal ahead of Trump deadlines. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. Ahead of looming July tariffs from the US, India and the US are working to finalize a first phase trade agreement. Discussions are reportedly in their final stages. And coming to the significance, an interim deal could remove the threat of tariffs, boost exports, and enhance economic collaboration. It's a strategic move for India's export growth. And the main backstory is, since 2022, trade tensions have risen. Now, with the Trump tariff deadline, both governments are motivated to strike a deal, signaling a stronger future of India-US economic ties. India seeks permanent border solution with China. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh met his Chinese counterpart, Dong Jun at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) Defense Summit in Qingdao, and called for a structured roadmap toward a permanent settlement of the 3,800 kilometers, which is an undemarcated border of Indochina. They also agreed to resume direct air services and enhance communication. And coming to the significance, this marks a shift from temporary disengagements toward finding a longer-lasting resolution to border tensions, which is critical in light of the lingering standoff since 2020. And the main backstory is, after a deadly clash in 2020 that lasted over 4 years without resolution, India and China reached disengagement agreements by October. However, underlying friction remains. Singh's comments stress trust building alongside infrastructure and dialogue to avoid future disruptions. India denies UN investigator access in Air India crash probe. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. India refused entry to a UN aviation expert from ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, despite their offer for the probe into the Air India Dreamliner crash on June 12. And coming to the significance, India raises transparency concerns and invites global scrutiny, while Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, says black boxes have been downloaded. There's pressure for external oversight, and the main backstory is ICAO typically offers technical assistance after major crashes. For example, Malaysia Airlines in the year of 2014. India insists on internal handling, though later analysis may involve the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, in the US. Japan executes Twitter killer Shiraishi. And Japan elects first female Olympic Committee head. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. Two major events happened on the 27th of June. Takahiro Shiraishi, known as the Twitter killer, for luring and murdering 9 people in 2017, was executed for the first execution in Japan in 2022. And the another one is, on the same day, Seiko Hashimoto, former Olympic athlete and cabinet minister, became the first female president of the Japanese Olympic Committee. And coming to the significance, Shiraishi's execution highlights Japan's use of capital punishment and signals renewed government action on heinous crimes. Hashimoto's election is a landmark moment for gender equality in Japan, shattering the glass ceiling in one of its most influential sports institutions, especially as the nation prepares for future Olympic Games. And the main backstory is Japan executes a very small number of inmates, maintaining secrecy until the day of execution. Shiraishi is the first since 2022. Hashimoto, a female athlete from the 1992, 1994, 1998, and 1999 Olympics, marks a shift in a largely male-dominated arena. Trump calls Putin as misguided. Let's discuss in detail what happened exactly. Former US President Donald Trump made strong comments about Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying he is misguided and might even try to expand Russia's control beyond Ukraine. These comments came during a rally where Trump talked about world security. And coming to the significance, this shows how global leaders and politicians are still very worried about Russia's war in Ukraine and what might happen next. It also hints at how future US policies might look if Trump returns to power. And the main backstory is the Russia-Ukraine conflict started in 2014 with Crimea and escalated in 2022 when Russia launched a full-scale invasion. The West has been trying to stop Russia through sanctions and NATO support for Ukraine, but tensions are still high. That's about today's digital newspaper video. Thanks for watching until the end. Please support my channel, do like, share, and subscribe.